What's going on, everybody? Let's knock out one of these physics problems that I just got from one of my students. It says, in a Cartesian coordinate system, a point is placed 12 meters from the origin at an angle of 33 degrees from the x-axis. What's the x component of the point, and what's the y component of the point? All right, so let's draw up the situation. I already had to take the liberty of solving our problem out. This is it right here. For those of you who want to just see the answer, go ahead and screenshot or pause. You're welcome. Let's zoom into our situation. In this situation, we're going to have our situation like this. So we have our coordinate system given as such, and we have our vector. I'm going to trace our vector in our blue line. They tell us, I'm going to tip it with an arrow because that's typically how you're going to see it. It's 12 meters, all right, 12 meters, M. And they tell us that it subtends an angle of 33 degrees from the x-axis. All right, not a problem. So this is our situation. They want the x component and the y component. What does that mean, x component and y component? Well, as you guys can guess, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, blah, 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 I can trace any x in units and the same for y in units. If I go over some distance x as such, and call that my x distance, I don't know what that number is, but it's okay, that's what we're finding. And I go up some value from that x location up some location to the tip, and I'm going to call that my y distance, then those x and y are going to be the components of my 12 meters. Okay, so now you guys can see, if I put a fancy little right angle in here, that I'm working with a right triangle. So vectors are basically right triangles. All right, not a problem. Let's learn about all the trigonometry that we need to solve for vectors. So vectors are basically right triangle trigonometry. This is our bread and butter of the situation. You can see the example triangle that I kind of put up there. So I have some triangle. It's a right triangle is given by this 90 degrees here. Yay! And I've got some angle here. This angle is going to be connected to sides A, B, and hypotenuse. And the first and most important thing that we all kind of should know about any right triangle is the Pythagorean theorem. Hypotenuse squared equals a squared plus b squared, or a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Whatever. I like to use h because it helps me remember that that's the hypotenuse. Okay. The semantics and the nitty gritty of that we don't really need for this problem, so I'm just going to skip it. You shouldn't already know a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The second thing which I really need is going to be our trigonometric identities. So, ka, toa. Okay. So corresponds to sine, ka corresponds to cosine, and toa corresponds to tangent. Okay, so our trigonometric identities are all based on the relationship of our sides with respect to our angle. So if I look at this angle, we have an adjacent, an opposite, and a hypotenuse. The opposite of my angle is going to be the side directly facing it. So that's going to be B. The adjacent side is going to be the one that's basically touching it. That's going to be A. And then hypotenuse is the hypotenuse, right? So sine, is S-O-H, sine, opposite over hypotenuse. S equals O over H. So is S-O over H. Cosine is C-A-H. Cosine, C, adjacent, A, hypotenuse, H. CAH, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is O over A, opposite over adjacent. Applied to this exact problem, the sine of my theta is going to be the opposite, B over the hypotenuse, B over H. Okay. Then we have the cosine of that same angle is A over H, which is clearly a different number. A lot of students get these confused. Please don't get them confused. B over H and A over H are two different numbers. And the tangent is going to be B over A. All right, cool. That's really all we need to solve for this bad boy. All right. So let's look at our solution. You can see it very, very directly applies. If I draw up exactly what I drew before, I got my 12, I got my angle of 33, and I've already drawn my subtended x and y, right? So let's first focus on the x. Okay, so for the x, if you look at where the x is sitting with respect to the cosine, the x is going to be touching the angle, so that's going to be our adjacent. So we're going to use our cosine, okay? So what we can do is say x equals the cosine of theta, which is going to be a over h. That's our fundamental identity. We're going to plug it in. Theta is 33. X is our unknown, so we're going to leave it as such. I'm just going to make it red because that's what I'm focused on. And then 12 was our hypotenuse, 12 being our hypotenuse, okay? So plug and chug. We're going to basically have, if you move the 12 over by multiplying, I'll just put it here, times 12 times 12. It's going to cancel on this side. I get x equals 12 cosine of 33. All right, not a problem. 12 cosine of 33. I think I'm going to go back to my light blue because I want to keep everything in one color. 12 cosine of 33, when you plug into your calculator, is 10.06. The x component of this is going to be 10.06 meters. So now I can say this is 10.06, which makes sense. Every leg of a triangle should be shorter than hypotenuse. 10 is shorter than 12, so I'm good on that. Let's do the y as orange. Sure. All right. So the y, I'm going to do the same thing, except instead of the cosine, the y is going to be opposite to the 33. So I got opposite of my angle, which is going to be a sine. All right, no problem. Y is going to be the sine of theta. That's going to be over h. Plug in my 33, and I don't know why. And then finally, remember your hypotenuse is 12. Okay, make my y red because that's what I want to focus on, and erase all these lines. And what I have here is y equals, do the same thing I did before, 12 sine of 33. 12 sine of 33 is going to be 6.54 meters. All right, cool. So now I solve that. I now know that this is 6.54. 6.54 fits because it's smaller than 12. And those are our answers, guys. That's pretty much it. If you want to have some sort of like reverse proof, you can always just say, remember, x squared plus y squared equals 12. So I can say 12 squared equals x squared. X is 10.06 squared plus y squared. Y is 6.54 squared. It's going to be 144. 10.06 squared is going to be 101.2. And 6.54 squared is going to be 42.77. Add 42.77 and 101, you're going to get 143.997, which is pretty close and good enough for me. This checks out. So with all that being said, you can see that vectors are basically just Pythagorean theorem and trigonometric identities rolled on together. Keep in mind, vectors are applied to everything with a direction. Wind speed, people walking and running, vectors due to forces, magnetism, gravity, the whole shebang. Almost everything in the real world can be quantified with vectors. So this is extremely important. I hope this helped everybody. Good luck studying.